Good morning, Facebook. No, you're not Facebook people, but some of you will become Facebook people. Good morning, people. It's so good to be back. I hope all you mums and nanas had a really great day yesterday. I was good. And fantastic, amazing, brilliant news. My new website was launched at 11, just after 11 a.m. last night. How's that for Mother's Day gift? Check it out, www.gypsymaggierose.com, all new and gorgeous. Okay, talking about gorgeous, let's have a look at Capricorn. Capricorn, it's time to set your sights on far horizons. It's time to have a look at what you can do in your life. So some Capricorns will be looking out, planning trips, wondering how they can get through it, making plans, sorting it out, getting it down to where it needs to be. However, Caps, don't forget to look at what you have on the home base. Sometimes we're looking too far ahead as well in directions, and we're looking outside of ourselves to find answers and to find out where it all is. Have a look on the inside. See where things are right now in your space. Yeah, it's time to strut your stuff and get some new ideas out there. It's also time to take off this cloak of which you've been covering yourself, which you've been hiding your light behind the tunnel here, dear. Time to take off this cloak that you put around yourself and shine. Let everybody else see what it is you have to give. Most of all, let yourself see what you have to give. Okie dokie. Aquarius. Oops. Okay, a bit of fallout happening. The only good thing about fallout is you know where you stand. So I feel this is what's going to be happening around you now. A couple of things that have been on overload lately. Well, hello, they're about to blow up. Something's about to blow a fuse, and when it does, it'll be look out below. It's okay. Things are going to be just fine, and they're going to come together in a great way. You're going to be able to see where things are coming from, but you're also going to see a way to sort them through. Pardon me. Sometimes in life, you just can't fix something. It has to fracture, it has to fall apart, until it can then come back together in a much stronger, more positive, better way. This is all that's happening. You're recycling, doll. Get on with it. You'll be just fine, trust me. Aries. Oh, God, Aries, will you stop giving away everything that you have? This is about a time for you to learn self-value, self-worth. Stop putting yourself down, darling. Time you stepped up a little bit, up a step. Because you deserve it. It's about recognizing who you are right now, recognizing your talents, recognizing what you have to give, then putting it into action. The one person you have to convince right now is yourself. You're the only person who doesn't know how great you are. So, if necessary, baby steps. If you've done the baby steps, whoa, great big leap of faith. Step it up the next notch and see, take it in your hands. Take the power and the strength for who you are, what you can do, because you can. Okay? Because you can. Pisces. Pisces is about looking at what you've got. It's about gratitude at this stage. It's about reassessing where you've got, how you've got there, and how to keep yourself in this space of a comfort zone without becoming all hanging on to things and attached and holding things too tight. When you hold things too tight, you're telling the universe that this is all you've got and that you're really a bit stressed that you might be losing it all. This is not a time to grasp tightly to anything. This is a time to understand that, they talk when they feels like they spit when they talk to me, but they don't. I know it's just the reaction the ear gets. Okay, so sometimes we hang on to things so tightly because, wow, look what I've got, and we guard and protect. But, you know, bottom line, hun, you can't take it with you. It's about gratitude for what you have. It's about understanding that there's always plenty. Always has been, always will be. There is always plenty. Okay, Taurians. Oh, has someone been laying down the law a little bit, have they, darling? Either you're dishing it out or you're copying it. This is about understanding that sometimes things have just got to, they've just got to run their course, and you've just got to go, yes, love, yes, dear, yes, whatever, and let it go. Let it all go over your head. This is not a time for buying into deep arguments. It's a time to just let things flow. Because you can. There's nothing going to be gained right now by stamping your foot, laying down the law, going bang, this is how it's going to be done. This is a time to just leave well enough alone, to let it be, and give it time to develop. Give others the space they need to sort out where it is they want to be in their lives, and then you can come together and do the whole discussion thing and figure out where it fits in both of your lives, okay? Look out, here comes Gemini. Where are you, my gems? Wow, you know, this really sits with me today because of what's happening and where I am and how things are. And I've just dropped a card, but I'll get him later. Now, what's happening, it's like, yep, Wheel of Karma's about to change. It's turning, it's moving. You're in control of it. That's the most important thing. You are in control of it. This is about taking responsibility. The whole karmic thing is about taking responsibility. It's about acting in a very responsible manner. So whatever you've started moving in the last couple of months, then now you have to take action, but you have to take responsible action. You've started it moving, you've got to go with the flow. You're on the turn, you're coming up to a high level, you're coming up to a great peak, so you've got to put that time, energy and work in there for it to be the best it can be. It's like, don't go psh and miss the stages in between. It's like, pay attention to detail now. Be absolutely responsible for everything that you put out there, because what you put out there is what's going to come back to you. Okay, hun? Let me just grab this card I dropped. I disappeared. Okay, I'm back. Cancerians. Cancerians, Cancerians, Cancerians. Yeah, there are a few headaches around. Question is, are they of your own making? Are you making mountains out of molehills? Are you stressing yourself out? Are you putting all this out there when you could simply go... It's like, this is about prioritizing, and it's understanding that what is your stuff, what isn't your stuff, what you can do something about and what you can't do something about. If there's nothing, absolutely nothing you can do, you know, sitting up at nights and stressing and worrying yourself into a state is only going to harm you. It's not going to do you any good. And remember that old saying, where thought goes, action follows. You know, so you could be a dark time for some of you when you're really stressed. Well, it's time to sort of have a look at the good things in your life and have a look at, you know, concentrate on what you can do. Basically, this is the bottom line, is concentrate on what you can do. By concentrating on what you can do and following it through, what that does is give you a sense of empowerment, a sense of being in charge, a sense of achievement. That sense of achievement and empowerment grows on every effort and becomes self-worth, becomes confidence. Get the ball rolling, doll, 'cause you can. Okay, Leos, where are you, sweethearts? Look out. A bit of a change coming in here. You've stood back and, you know, hid your light under a bushel for a while. Now it's time to move forward. It's time to assess what you've got. Put your cards on the table, so to speak. In most situations, particularly an emotional situation, Say it like it is. Put it up front. People can't read your mind. No. You might think they can, but they can't. So, and yeah, they may have known you forever, but they still don't know where their deepest thoughts are. And if something's stressing you, open your mouth and talk about it. Otherwise, you're the only one who knows. And I mean, why would you stress yourself by yourself? Hello? Misery needs company, sweetheart. But you don't need misery. You need a good company. You need company of joy and happiness and love. You have everything in your power to make this go forward. Don't stand back anymore. Take control. Take charge. Go, yes, this is it. This is how I feel. This is how I think. Avoid that you make me feel, because they don't. It's how you've received or accepted or understood people's actions and people's words. They may have meant them in an entirely different way. I mean, how many times have you gone, I feel this, and someone goes, oh my God, no, that's not what I meant. Caution, but action. Okie dokie. Virgos. Wishing and sighing and hoping. Hun, where there were dark clouds in the past, there'll be dark clouds in the future. Unless you can move through a situation and look at it with different eyes, with different lights, with different hopes, with different passion, it's always going to be the same. This is about friendships, it's about connections, it's about situations that were bright, shiny, and basically went to hell in a basket in the past. But it's about allowing that bright memory to be there, but it's also about remembering the dark side. This is a two-edged sword you're walking right now. Don't chop what you've got for what may have been, or don't cut out what you can have for what you wish you had. Everything's moved forward and is going in a spiral. And because energy levels go in spirals, there are points where these spirals interact and intersect, and that's all that's happening. It's a reassessment time of who you are, where you've been, and where you want to go. Spend this time in introspect, in looking in reviewing, not in, oh my God, I wish I had that again, but in gratitude that was there. Gratitude for the lessons that are taught, no matter how painful and hurtful. It's like, because your past has given you your now. But you've got to remember here, your now is going to give you your future. So you make your now beautiful. You hear what I'm saying? Make your now perfect. Why? Because you can. Drama, because you can. Okie dokie. Librans. Librans. Okay, you're standing at the threshold of some kind of a judgment. It could be someone's judgment of you, or your judgment of them, or your judgment of a situation. Hun, you've been on hold for far too long. It's time to gather up the reins and to move forward, to make choices, to make decisions and go, yes, this is what I need to be, because I can do it. This is the basic thing around you now. It's like, because I can do it. It's about taking charge. It's about, you've got to choose a direction and you've got to follow through. Pussyfooting around no longer works. You know, it's black and white right now. Sink or swim. Do it or drown. That simple. You're at this point in your life when you need to make choices, and they've got to be strong. They've got to be solid. They've got to move forward. Or you're going to drown in the misery of the past. You know, nothing is healthy if it stays still. Water becomes stagnant, and water is a life-giving force. But you sit it in a puddle long enough and it becomes poisonous. You sit in your own puddle of misery long enough and you've poisoned yourself. This is about adding life, about adding joy, about adding dimension But it's about taking responsibility and go, yeah, I know moving forward can be hard and it can be scary and it can be tough. This is where we learn courage. Nobody is born, the great courageous hero. We learn it step by step, little bit by little bit, by standing our ground, by moving forward, by taking that deep breath and doing the hard stuff. That's how courage builds. That's how character builds. That's where you're at right now. You've got the building blocks, you just have to do it. Okie dokie. Scorpio. Okay. Now Scorpio, what you need to be doing right now is looking backwards. Looking at the strengths of the past. Forget the mistakes, forget the results, forget everything else. Look at the strengths. Look at how you dealt with situations. Look at how others dealt with situations. This is about going backwards to go forward. The answers you seek lie within your memory. They're all within your head here. You've just got to, it's like scooting through a computer. You've got to get the correct program. And for you, this is not going to be a difficult situation. Step back 5 years. You're still, in many ways, exactly where you were then. So what have we learned? We've learned what don't work. Okay? Let's step back 20 years ago when things were great, when they were flourishing, or 5, 15, 10, whatever. Step into a time when things were great. Remember how you did it. Remember your enthusiasm. Pull all that experience back. Knowledge is great, but it's a book on a shelf, and unless you bring to that knowledge the experience of your life, the experience of the situations and lives of others, it's never going to become wisdom. When it becomes wisdom, when knowledge and experience marry, they become wisdom. And when you walk in that path of wisdom, doesn't mean you're a great elder or a sage or a guru. It means you're walking in your world. It means you're walking in your power. It literally is to walk the talk. Your knowledge, or what you know, plus experience, is going to give you the wisdom to walk in your power and to move forward and to be very, very strong. Okay? My blessed little Sagittarius. Oh, wow. Looks like things are up for a bit of a change, sweetheart. Mate, you got to, okay. Financial situation looks like it may be in for a little bit of a sigh of relief time. So there's a little bit coming in here. But it's also time to take a minute out to see what's around you. So there, 2 cards came out. To smell the roses, to be open to new ideas, to be open to new directions. This is about welcoming almost springtime into your life. When the new buds are beginning to appear. We don't pluck the new bud as it begins to appear. We wait for it to flower and grow. We wait for it to reach potential. But in doing so, we nurture that plant along the way. Things are opening now, and they're opening to new directions, new potential. It's not time to grasp it at the moment. It's time to nurture it and to nourish it and to go with it. This is a great time for you guys to be alive, so you take everything out there and enjoy it, okay? Take care, Hans. Back soon.